want to thank my colleagues who have submitted testimony on this issue and remind everyone the record is open until April 1st. The issue of aviation noise is not just an annoyance. It's a public health issue, it's an economic issue, it's an equity issue, and certainly a quality of life issue. A disproportionate number of communities negatively impacted by aviation noise are historically disadvantaged communities. And since the 1970s, community advocates have raised the issue of noise with lawmakers and federal agencies in hopes of protecting public health and noise-sensitive locations like schools and churches near where aircraft operate. The subcommittee must ensure community advocates and the general public continue to have a voice in the FAA's ongoing efforts to alleviate aviation noise. For example, public participation must be included in the development of flight corridors based on performance-based navigation, or PBN. PBN is just one of many of the elements of the FAA's ongoing next-gen process designed to improve the management and efficiency of the national airspace. By providing more precise flight paths for aircraft, PBN will offer significant economic and environmental benefits as it continues to be implemented, but also may concentrate noise emissions for certain communities. Congress and the FAA must work with local communities to improve PBN implementation while continuing the realization of other next-gen capabilities. And nearly 1 year ago, this subcommittee held a hearing on innovation in the U.S. airspace and how emerging airspace entrants and new aviation technologies offer potential societal, safety, and environmental benefits. The aviation sector continues to develop new methods for limiting and mitigating aircraft noise. Technological improvements in engines, alternative propulsion systems, and airframes have already led to reductions in aircraft noise. The question before us today is, what more can Congress and the industry do to foster these improvements? Congress, federal agencies, stakeholders, and the industry must lay the groundwork to meet these challenges that communities will face 10, 20, even 30 years down the road. We've already seen the effects that drones and other small unpiloted vehicles can have on communities. The next emerging technology is advanced air mobility, or AAM aircraft, commonly known as flying taxis, which the AAM industry plans to introduce into the national airspace soon. So I'm encouraged by the prospects of these technologies and interested to hear how the FAA and manufacturers are looking at potential noise impacts for communities when these aircraft fly. In fact, working with my colleagues, Subcommittee Ranking Member Garrett Graves and Representatives Titus and Balderson, along with others, I recently introduced HR 6270 to create a pilot program to help communities plan for AAM deployment into the NAS. Part of that planning process may include a description of efforts to reduce the adverse effects of aviation noise related to these aircraft. Congress must be forward-looking in dealing with the problems of today while also preparing for the problems of 2050. So we're going to turn now to our witnesses. Just a heads up before we get to other opening statements. We'll have two witness panels to further discuss aviation noise issues. The first panel will include government representatives from the FAA's Office of Environment and Energy, the Office of Airports, and the Air Traffic Organization. The GAO, or Government Accountability Office, is also here to discuss their reports on FAA's progress to limit and mitigate noise aircraft. The second panel includes representatives from airlines, airports, manufacturers, and a community-based association concerned with this issue and working to find solutions. I look forward to hearing from today's witnesses on the progress made since the enactment of the 2018 bill and what steps Congress needs to take to prepare for the 2023 reauthorization bill to build on that progress. So while the 2018 FAA reauthorization law included multiple provisions to help alleviate aviation noise, there are still ways to improve the implementation of these provisions and address our constituents' valid concerns. Thank you, and I look forward to everyone to participate in this discussion today as we try to tackle these issues in a collaborative manner. With that, I'll turn now to the ranking member, Representative Graves.